Hello everyone. We will be continuing our journey with area. This time around we are going to be learning the surface area of prisms. And prisms are actually named after their bases. So for example here we are looking at our rectangular prisms. And so the way you are a little bit able to tell, or where you are able to tell what their base is you're going to have two sides that are parallel and congruent. So it's going to be those two. And if I were you, I would shade them in every single time. And that comes in handy because we do have to label our length, our width, and our height. So in this case, of course, length, that's going to be my longer side. My width is going to be my shorter side. And my height is going to be the side that is connecting my two bases. So that's why I say it's a little bit easier if you kind of shade in your bases. That way you can tell what the height actually is when there's a whole bunch of numbers. So for example, in number 1, I see that it's a rectangular prism. So I'm going to shade in my two bases. So here goes one, and here goes the other one. So then I am going to label my sides. My long side, that's my length. And then my short side, that's my W. And here, like I said, the side that is connecting those two, it is touching both of the bases. That's going to be my height. And so if we look at our actual formula for our surface area, you see that it's actually a very simple formula. We're just going to be replacing our length, our width, and our height. Do you want you to make an addition here? I want all of these, or each set, put in between parentheses. It's just going to make it easier for us when we pull it up on the calculator. So I'm going to start off, first of all, by writing my equation. So I'm going to say my surface area is equal to 2 times my length times my width. That does not say 21W, that says 2 length width, plus 2, I forgot my parentheses, times L times H, plus 2 times W times H. One of the most common mistakes I saw everybody make is that you guys actually forget these plus signs in between. So when we pull it up on the calculator, I don't want you to forget to put those. So once we have our formula, we can go ahead and replace what we know. So parentheses 2 multiplied by my length, in this case that's 13, multiplied by my width, in this case that is 7, and I'm going to close that parentheses. Then I'm going to say plus and start a new set of parentheses. 2 multiplied by my length, multiplied by my height. I'm going to close that set of parentheses. Another plus, and then say 2 multiplied by my width, multiplied by my height. And so we can actually put all of that into the calculator at once, and I'll show you how. So we pull up our calculator, we say parentheses 2 times 13 times 7, close it. Super important for you to put this plus sign. And then say parentheses 2 times 13 times 9, close it. Another plus sign, new set of parentheses, and 2 times 7 times 9, close parentheses, click enter, and that's it. You have found the surface area for our rectangular prism. So our SA is actually I forgot what that was. Let me check. 542. So 542. And we are done. That is all we need to do there. So important things, highlight your bases or shade in your bases, look for the correct height, and put the parentheses and the plus signs where you see them. Very simple. Let's move on to all the other types of prisms. So our rectangular prisms, like you saw, those are super easy, very nice to do. However, all the other prisms, those are a little bit different. So all the other prisms, so whether they be, triangular prisms or trapezoidal prisms, they're all require a couple bit more steps. So again, you do tell the name of that particular prism by the base, and like I've told you guys, the base, you're going to have two of them, and they're going to be congruent and parallel. So if we look at, for example, number 4, I see two triangles here, and they're both parallel, so across from each other, and they are both congruent. So if I were you for number 4, I would start shading those in. So those two make our lives a little bit easier when they are shaded in. However, let's discuss the process first. So all the other prisms, you have to find the lateral area first, and that is the area of the non-basis. So all those sides, you have to find the lateral area first. So after you do that, you have to add the area of the base. So your surface area is actually our lateral area plus 2 times the area of the basis. I do want you to pay close attention with these because these letters are very particular when it comes to different equations. So for example here, my height, that stays height between the bases. So like I showed you previously with our rectangular prisms, number 4, again, the height between the bases, that's going to be my first stage. So in this case, for number 4, that's going to be 16. However, my perimeter is the perimeter of the base and of the base only. So a common mistake that I see you guys make all the time is that you find the perimeter of the side. That is useless to us. We do not need that. And then we also have a capital B. This is different from our small b. There's a capital B, and that is the area of the base. This is going to change depending on your type of prism. So you're going to need to find the area. That means you have different areas for different things. So for example, in number 4, I know that that is a triangle, so I'll be using a triangular area. But let's find all the other things first. So my H here, that is the height between the bases. I'm going to look for that first. We found that already. That is 16. For my perimeter, that is my perimeter of the base. So I'm going to take all 3 sides of this, and I'm going to add them up. So I'm going to say 9 plus 12. And while we don't have this length right here, we do have it here at the bottom, and if they're congruent, this is also going to be 15. So it's going to be plus 15. Which means our perimeter of the base is going to be 36. And then we are looking for our big B. So big B, again, depending on what shape you have here at the bottom, that's going to be the difference. So in this case, I'm going to be using my formula for my area of a triangle. So that is 1/2 times my base and times my height. Be careful here. This base and this height, that is solely pertaining to my base, not my entire prism. So these two heights should not be the same. This is my height for my prism. This is my height for my base. So if I replace the things that I know, that is 1/2 times the base of my base. So that is 9. And the height here is 12, and it's 12 because we have that 90-degree angle. So both of these are 12, which means this is also 12. When you put that in a calculator, you should be getting 54. So again, 2 different things. Now we can go ahead and do my surface area. So that does say that that is HP multiplied, so 16 multiplied by 36. I actually forgot to tell you guys to drop parentheses here. So go ahead and do that so you can put them right in the calculator. Then you say plus 2 times the big B, so that is 54. So don't use any other B. Make sure you keep that capitalized. Just kind of make sure you get that right. And so when you end up putting that on the calculator, you should have gotten an answer close to 684. Okay. So if we kind of look at number 6, number 5, of course, is solved the exact same way just because this is another triangular prism. But in this case, we have a trapezoid for our base. If we look here at the top, we have a square. The side parallels a rectangle, which means that's not it. On the side, we have a rectangle. The parallel side is a square, so I know that wasn't it. But if I kind of see this foreground shape here, that is my trapezoid. And if I look here across on the parallel side, I see another trapezoid. So that means that is my base because they are parallel, congruent, and there's 2 of them. So I hope you guys can see that a little bit better. Of course, that means the side connecting them, that's going to be my height right here. But in this case, my B is going to be the one that's changing. So if we actually look for our H, that ends up being, of course, 15. And then my perimeter, if I add up all the sides, this also becomes 12. This also becomes 23 because, like I said, they are congruent. So that ends up being 73. My base is the one that changes, my big B, because now I have to use the formula for a trapezoid. So that is 1/2 my height, and then B1 plus B2. So that ends up being, when you input everything, that is 1/2. The height is different. This is my height for my base and my base only, not my trapezoid, so that is 12. Then add up my bases, 18 plus 23 for your big B, your area of the base. You should get 246. So for my surface area, that's going to be my original H, so 15 of the prism multiplied by the perimeter of the prism, plus 2 multiplied by my capital B, so the area of the base. And your answer here should be somewhere around 1587. That would be your answer. Okay, let me know if you have more questions. Come in during tutorials if you need to, but that will be all for today.